Yo, what's going on guys, it's Chickens here, back again with another Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity video. Today's video will be another character guide, and we'll be finishing off the last of the main story characters by taking a look at the Korok Hestu. Hestu is another one of the more silly characters as he fights mostly with his maracas, and a lot of his attacks incorporate some sort of dance moves. But opening up his attack menu though, here you can see all of his abilities and attack combos. Like usual, I'll be going over each one of these in detail and showing you what they all do. But before I get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you're interested in more Age of Calamity content. But other than that, let's get this video started. As always, I'll start off with his basic abilities, and first up is his dash attack. His dash attack is done by sprinting and pressing X, and this will make him shake his maracas at his enemies mid-run. However, I really don't like his dash attack since it slows him down considerably from his normal sprint speed. When you use it, it also sends out 3 glowing balls out of his maraca. I'm not really sure if they do anything. I think all they do is do a little bit of damage to enemies if they hit. Next up, we'll cover his strong attack since it's pretty unique. For a strong attack, which you use by pressing X, he'll spawn 2 Koroks next to him that will throw a variety of items at the enemies in front of him. Also, if you have any Koroks following Hestu, will power up this attack, and all the Koroks will throw items at enemies, doing some additional damage. Hestu's unique action is to spawn Koroks next to him and help aid him in battle. These spawn Koroks will make his combos a little bit stronger as well as increase their area of effect. They'll also strengthen some of your Sheikah Runes, and I'll show you which ones when we get to the Sheikah Runes section. And finally, they'll all follow Hestu around to help him out for roughly around 40 seconds before they despawn. And if you enhance his ability, you'll increase the amount of Koroks that can follow Hestu up to 10. Here are some of Hestu's weak point smash animations. In addition to the damage it does, Hestu's weak point smash will also spawn the max Koroks to follow him around afterwards. And finally, for this section, we have a special attack. So Hestu will do a little dance with maracas and do huge damage to all enemies within a wide area. Also, like his weak point smash, his special attack will spawn the max Koroks to follow Hestu around afterwards. Moving on to our Sheikah Runes now, and first we'll start with Cryonis. So for Hestu's Cryonis, he'll spawn on a giant ice block that will bounce forwards, and you can control roughly where this goes by using the left stick. Then after the giant ice block breaks, it will spawn on Koroks that Hestu can use like usual. For his Bomb Rune, Hestu will throw 3 regular sized bombs at enemies directly in front of him, and you can control where you aim this by using the left stick. And also if you have any Koroks with you, they'll each throw a mini sized bomb in front of them as well. For Magnesis, Hestu will absorb nearby metal objects in front of him into a ball he can move from left to right with the left stick. Then at the end of this attack, he'll pull out a treasure chest from the ground that will spawn 10 Koroks to fight with him. And lastly, for Stasis, Hestu will freeze all nearby enemies and then hit them with his maracas. And if you have any Koroks with you, they'll start throwing objects at the frozen enemies as well. And like with most Stasis animations, you can cancel out of this by pressing B. Alright, so moving on to his attack combos now, and like I said earlier, some of Hestu's combos will change depending on the Koroks he has with him. So first I'll show you what it looks like without any Koroks, and afterwards I'll show you what it looks like with all the Koroks with you. So our first combo is going to be our 7 Wise combo. For this combo, Hestu will do a variety of attacks with his maracas. I actually really like Hestu's combo 1, and I feel like his combo 1 is probably one of the better ones in the entire game. His regular attacks are really good as they do pretty solid damage as well as pretty good range on them as well. Combo 2 is Hestu's YX combo. For this combo, Hestu will do a regular attack with his maracas, followed by a strong attack where he spawns 3 Koroks on each side of him that will do a dash attack really far forwards. If you have any Koroks with you, it only changes the amount of Koroks to do the dash attack at the end to however many you have. The third combo is the YYX combo. For this combo, Hestu will do 2 regular attacks, followed by a shield surf type attack where 2 Koroks will pick him up and fly him around doing damage to all enemies he runs into. And if you have any Koroks with you, this doesn't change his combo at all. For combo 4, which is our 3 Ys and X, Hestu will do 3 regular attacks followed by a strong attack where he spawns with flying Koroks besides him that will fly forwards and drop rocks onto the enemies below. If you have any Koroks besides you when you use this combo, it will increase the amount of Koroks that do the attack like in combo 2. Also, if you don't have any Koroks with you, the Koroks that spawn from the flying attack can actually be used the second time if they don't despawn. So if you use the combo again really quickly, you can increase the amount of Koroks you have as well. Combo 5 is the 4 Ys and X combo. Again, for this combo, Hestu will do some regular attacks, and then for the X press, he'll spawn with Koroks that will launch enemies in front of him into the air. Then you'll create a Korok movement behind these enemies, and the Koroks beside you will shoot a bomb arrow at it doing some splash damage. And again, having Koroks with you will increase the amount of Koroks that will help you in this attack. And our final combo is combo number 6, which is the 5 Ys and X combo. For this combo, Hestu will do 5 regular attacks, followed by a strong attack where Hestu will ride on a Korok leaf, shaking his maracas, doing damage to enemies. And then at the end, Hestu will get off the Korok leaf and shake his maracas some more, doing some extra damage. And unfortunately with this combo, having extra Koroks doesn't help his attack at all. Alright, now moving on to our final section where I'll go over some tips and basic strategies, and as always I'll start first by going over my weapon build. For Hestu, my weapon build for him is pretty simple. I'm just going to go with 1 attack range combined with 3 attack speeds. Like always, the 3 attack speeds are there just to speed up his combos as they're relatively slow to start, and the range is there just to make his already good range even better. Alright, moving on to combat tips, and one small tip I do have is to make sure to always have the max Koroks with you. They only take a few seconds to get all of them, and they also last for a good amount of time, so it's worth it just to make sure you always have them with you. The present doesn't really add a huge upgrade to Hestu's damage output, but it's something, and definitely worth it if you just want to get a little boost to his runes and combos. As far as strategy goes, I mainly use Hestu for crowd control as most of his combos target really big areas in front of Hestu. I use Hestu combos to mainly take out large troops of enemies, and I would save his special attack for taking out bosses a little easier since Hestu kind of struggles at that. Then once I use my special attack and explores the weak point gauge, I'll use either combos 1 or 6 to quickly drain it and I get my weak point smash attack in. As far as combos go though, I think that combos 2, 3, 4, and 5 are good for crowd control and taking out large groups of enemies, and like I said, combos 1 and 6 are better for draining weak point gauges and taking out bosses. Overall though, I think Hestu isn't very good in comparison to all the other characters. He definitely is viable to play like everyone else, and if he's your favorite character, just go for it. But I personally don't really like any of his combos besides maybe his combo 1 and 6, and I feel like most of my combos are the same thing. His crowd control is decent, but I do think he struggles a lot against bosses since almost all of his combos are mostly large AoE attacks. Also, his Sheikah Runes and basic abilities are pretty mediocre as well, so I personally wouldn't choose him over any of the other characters I've covered so far. That's just my opinion on him though. Let me know what you guys think about Hestu in the comments below. Also, feel free to share any strategies as well, or let me know if there's anything about his moveset that I missed. But that's going to wrap up the video for today. That was a complete guide to Hestu's entire moveset. Next week we're going to wrap up the character guide series with the 4 unlockable side characters. I already posted a poll about which one I should do first last Wednesday, so if you have any preference on which character I cover first, just click on my channel and go to the community tab and vote on the poll. But other than that, make sure you guys like the video if you watched it and enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Zelda content. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.